the city once called the shame of Italy, now adored by Hollywood. A true culinary paradise. Why is Puglian cuisine considered one of the most delicious in all of southern Italy? And finally, a descent 70 meters underground into the very heart of a snow-white kingdom. You've never seen Italy like this? Let's get started.
Hi everyone, I'm Lena and we're in Puglia. And today we're going on a real journey back in time. First, we'll head to Matera, a city literally carved into the cliffs. And then we'll go underground into the unique Castellana caves. We've been living in Italy for over 16 years now, but places like this still make our hearts beat faster. Today is going to be very atmospheric. Andiamo!
We stayed in Alberobello, in those famous Trullo houses. I talked about them in my last video. Just to remind you, we're in Puglia. It's a stunning region in the very south of Italy, the actual heel of the Italian boot. And this place turned out to be the perfect base for traveling. Just imagine, only an hour by car and you go from fairy tale Alberobello to a completely different era, to stone Matera. And the next day, the same hour on the road and you're already at the entrance to the Castellana caves. The history of Matera is mind-blowing. Just imagine, until the mid-20th century, people lived here in caves without electricity or water. Matera, which by the way is in the Basilicata region, is not just a city, it's the ultimate architectural illusion. When you look at these streets, it looks like you're looking at ordinary stone houses built on top of each other. But look closer. What we see is just a facade, the stone face of the house. In reality, the entire dwelling goes deep inside the cliff. These are actual caves. It often happens here that you're walking down the street and don't even realize you're stepping on someone's roof. The city is carved out of soft tufa, and behind every door lies a deep stone cavity that served as a home for people for centuries. It's hard to believe, but just 70 years ago, Matera was called the shame of Italy. In these very caves, behind beautiful facades, people lived in inhumane conditions, without electricity, water, cramped together with farm animals. When I say people lived here with farm animals, I don't mean cats and dogs at all. Imagine, in one cramped, damp cave deep inside the cliff, along with parents and a crowd of children lived donkeys, mules, and sometimes even pigs and chickens. The donkey was the family's most valuable asset. People and animals shared the same space, separated only symbolically. That's why the conditions here were called inhumane. In the 50s, this was truly a humanitarian disaster for Italy. It wasn't until the 50s that the city was evacuated, and it stood abandoned like a ghost town. But everything changed when the world realized how unique this place was. Since 1993, Matera has been a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Today, it's a true heritage of humanity, where tourists from all over the world flock to see this stone miracle with their own eyes. From a shame, the city turned into a global movie star. Matera looks so much like ancient Jerusalem that Mel Gibson filmed The Passion of the Christ right here. And just recently, James Bond raced through these narrow streets in his Aston Martin in No Time to Die. Speaking of Bond, I wondered myself how he could race here. It turns out that for the most dangerous chase and drift scenes, they used the newer districts of Matera. The streets there are a bit wider and allow you to speed up. But even there, the stuntmen had to use a trick. They say they poured thousands of liters of Coca-Cola on the road so the sticky sugar would help the tires not slip on these mirror-smooth stones. And of course, Matera is a foodie's paradise. The local bread, Pane di Matera, is legendary. It has a unique shape, resembling cliffs, and an incredibly crispy crust. And here at every turn, you'll see bright red garlands. These are peperoni cruschi, sweet peppers that are dried in the sun and quickly fried in oil. They crunch like the best chips in the world. Kostya, my brother, and I stayed in Matera many years ago. Back then, we traveled around almost all of Puglia in a week and fell in love with it. But this time, everything was different. Matera is a city of 1,000 steps, and for our small group, it turned out to be tough. So keep that in mind if you're planning to come here with kids. The kids quickly got tired of the endless climbing up and down, and they got hungry too. So we realized it's time to head home. By the way, having lunch in super touristy places like the center of Matera is not the best idea. It's often expensive and not as tasty as in authentic places for locals. So looking at the tired kids, we decided to head for lunch to a tried and tested restaurant closer to home. And believe me, it was the right decision. Matera was left behind, and we finally made it to our local restaurant. In Puglia, lunch is not just a meal, it's a whole ritual. And it starts with surprises. They've already brought us focaccia, bruschetta, and fresh vegetables. Puglia has an amazing tradition that doesn't exist in other regions. They always put fresh vegetables on the table to snack on instead of bread. Though who are we kidding? Focaccia and bruschetta are also bread, and it's just impossible to stop. The best part is that they brought us these antipasti completely free of charge. We're pairing our lunch with a local white wine, Loco Rotondo. We really fell in love with it on this trip. Light, cool, and perfect for the southern sun. Moving on to the main course. I ordered a classic of the region, Orecchiette con cime di rapa pasta, which means, by the way, little ears with turnip greens, and also anchovies and crispy breadcrumbs. Kostya chose another typical pasta, cicatielli. It comes with cherry tomatoes, speck, smoked scamorza cheese, and fresh arugula. But the main thing is the final touch. They always serve local olive oil infused with hot pepper with the pasta here. Kostya didn't hold back and poured it generously. Dani and Aurora decided to share a large plate of grilled meat, grigliata mista. And Vanya got the local sausages, salsicce. Honestly, they look a bit unusual, but Vanya confirmed they taste much better than they look. And we couldn't leave without ordering another symbol of Puglia, bombette. These are small pork meat rolls stuffed with cheese and spices. They're usually grilled, and when you bite into them, the melted cheese literally explodes inside. Everything was incredibly delicious. It's for moments like this that it's worth getting away from the tourist trails. Lunch in the right place is the best end to our walk around Matera. Tired but very happy, we're heading home. Our vacation in Puglia just had to have some adventure. We have this family tradition. Wherever we go in April, the rain is sure to catch up with us. This time was no exception. The sky clouded over and all our plans for walks by the sea had to be changed on the fly. The Castellana caves became our saving grace, since it's probably the only tour option where you're guaranteed to stay dry, even if there's a real deluge outside. Since the trip was spontaneous because of the rain, we couldn't buy tickets online in the morning and decided to buy them on site. And here, a surprise was waiting for us that I want to warn you about. If you buy tickets online in advance, you can get a family park pass. Then the visit will only cost 14 euros per person. But since we bought tickets at the box office right on site, the prices turned out to be completely different. 25 euros for an adult and 22 euros for a child. Children under 5 are free. In total, our family trip to the caves cost 94 euros. The difference is significant. So keep that in mind, and if you can, plan your visit in advance. This will be a journey to a depth of 70 meters. The route here is impressive, about 3 km. It passes through halls with incredible names. The Desert Hall, the Hall of the Leaning Tower of Pisa. Nature spent millions of years creating these limestone masterpieces. Actually, there are 2 tour options in Castellana. The short route, which lasts about 50 minutes, the ticket for it is a bit cheaper. And the full route, which lasts about 100 minutes. That's the one we chose. You might ask, why did we pay extra? It's simple. The short route doesn't include the white cave, Grotta Bianca, and that is the absolute gem and main treasure of the whole complex. Going to Castellana and not seeing the White Grotto is like coming to Rome and not seeing the Colosseum. I was a little worried about how the kids would handle such a long walk, but they were absolutely thrilled. Even Aurora walked the entire 100-minute route on foot and didn't complain once. She was that captivated by what she saw. And here is the climax of our path, the legendary Grotta Bianca, the White Cave. It's called the most shining cave in the world, and now you understand why. It's absolutely snow white, as if carved from pure marble. They usually say filming is forbidden here, but we got lucky. No one stopped us, and I can show you this wonder. Just imagine that nature spent millions of years creating this fragile beauty. And finally, here's another important life hack so you don't ruin your experience. The caves always have a stable 18 degrees Celsius and very high humidity. So even if you're hiding here from the rain, sweaters and comfortable shoes are a must. I arrived completely unprepared. And although my shoes were comfortable, I didn't think and wore long, wide pants. As a result, by the end of the walk, they were covered in white lime almost to the knee. So learn from my mistakes, choose clothes that won't sweep the wet cave floor.
So, how do you like this side of Italy? Matera and the Castellana caves are places you can't forget. Write in the comments which one impressed you more. And in the next video, the sea breeze of Polignano a Mare and cozy Monopoly await you. Subscribe so you don't miss out. And ciao a tutti!